All right, the Echo 590 project. I'll go over a few things here real quick because of the past couple of videos. I've forgot to mention a few things, and I figured I'd go over that real fast and then go ahead and make another quick couple of cuts because this is probably going to be the last time you see this saw for a little while. Because, well, there's a reason. I have to move into my Sawfest projects. I need to get all that stuff finished and ready for the races. This saw will not qualify to run at Sawfest. It's got a custom head built on it, so I cannot run it at Sawfest. It doesn't have a stock muffler on it, so I can't run it at Sawfest. You know what I mean? So it's not eligible. So the future of this saw is still undetermined. I'm probably going to sell it at some point. I don't know when that'll be. I could end up selling it as it sits. I could end up waiting until I make other modifications. I don't know. But at some point in time, do expect it. It'll probably be sold. Or I may even do a raffle and do like a raffle thing to where this saw gets raffled off. I'm leaning a little more towards the raffle, to be honest with you. So we'll see though. We haven't crossed that bridge yet, but that's probably what's going to happen. Now, a few things to mention here is, for starters, the muffler. I do not like this muffler. I mean, I like it, but I don't at the same time. I would prefer to have like a factory style can that has been modified. It would probably need to have a dual port because, I just like it to have a little more flow. I got a feeling it might be, some of our issues might be based off of this muffler. The reason is because it seems to run better on a leaner side than it does a richer side as far as the tune is concerned. So it seems like it does better when lean than it does when rich. And I got a feeling that when I richen it up, all the extra fuel and stuff that's in there is creating a little bit of extra heat, and it's not being able to escape well enough, and it's building up heat or whatever. I think that might be part of what's going on. And this muffler, I believe, is what's might be causing that. And again, I would have to put a factory style can on that's been modified. Part of me wants to do my traditional, you see my Agromia mufflers. I'm thinking about picking up one of those cans, getting it hollowed out, and doing that mod. The only reason I haven't done it is because, well, I don't have one, and it's a pain in the butt to tear those things apart. And right now, I got to get my Sawfest stuff done. Now, I'm also noticing that when I tune it, there's this tiny little breakup. I can hear it on a video just because my ear is kind of tuned for it, because I'm so used to hearing it. You guys may not be noticing it, but you'd have to go back and listen to it running to probably notice it. But it's got this really slight little breakup in the tune, and usually you just lean it out a little bit to get rid of it. I'm suspicious that's this coil. These Echo coils are known to not be the best, especially the 590s. So a 620 coil might be a better option. I could probably explore that option in the future, but again, I got to get into my Sawfest projects. I don't have time to do this stuff. You know what I mean? At least not right now. And the air, or I should say the carburetor setup and everything, again, I think this saw would do much better with a larger carburetor, a stack or velocity stack setup, all that stuff. I think this saw would do better. We are still running the factory carburetor, factory style setup on the air filter and everything, and I think that might be holding it back as well. So I think if we can get this carburetor and air filter set up better on top of the muffler, plus a better coil setup, some of these issues that we're finding might end up going away, because the issue is kind of minor I've been in way worse situations, so I go away whenever that stuff is taken care of. Just I don't have time right now because I got to get ready for Sawfest. You're seeing this video, so you're actually going to get kicked around a little bit in the timeline. So the next project I'm going to release is on the alcohol saw, and those videos are done. They've actually been done. I'm actually making this video as to be like the closing video for the Echo series in this chapter, at least in this form. And then the next video series you're going to see is actually on the G366 alcohol project. We ported it up and everything. So me personally, as far as my timeline right now, I technically have 2 more saws to do, and you actually have to see 3 more saws done for Sawfest. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I got to get this. I really do. I really got to get this Echo. Just stick it on the shelf and hold out on doing any more with this saw. The issue of putting a factory can on this thing is that the 2 lower bolt holes, if you're familiar with these Echoes, there's 2 lower bolt holes. In order for me to put this on, I had to eliminate the mounts, or most of the mount. There's still a little bit there, so there might be enough thread to grab, but once you pull the muffler off, you'd notice that those mounts are practically gone. So that might end up being a problem with getting a factory style muffler on it. But besides that, I mean, everything here is pretty much factory. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where we're at. I might even send this to somebody to see if they want to tinker with it some. See if they want to figure anything out with it. But for now, my plan is to throw it on the shelf, you know? That's basically where I'm at. I gotta hold off until Sawfest. But I gotta hold off until after Sawfest before I can do anything else. Sawfest is in October, and I just won't have time for it between now and then. You know what I mean? I'm down to weeks, and I need to get rolling. I still got 1 whole saw to build, and I got 1 to fix. I just got 1 finished, which you're about to see all those videos come. And yeah, so I gotta get moving. But in the meantime, let's give this thing a run. We'll throw it in this smaller log so you can see how she does in the smaller log, because, you know, we've been sticking it on the bigger wood. Well, today we'll stick it on the smaller one, something a little more realistic. You know, we might cut big wood, but we don't cut big wood all the time. So let's stick it on something a little smaller, something a little more realistic that people end up, you know, getting into. I gotta fuel this thing up. She's out of fuel. But yeah, let's get her done. Let's give it a run. size of that log compared to where it was. Just to give you an idea, there's some videos coming of a saw project, the alcohol project ported. So yeah, we've done some cutting. And check it out. These are the chips that come off of that Echo. It is a square chain, you know, but that's what they're coming off like. I sharpened her up by hand. I'm getting better at it, I think, you know. But there she is. There's this tiniest little nibble of a breakup on the top end. I just cannot get rid of. I tried tuning it out there and it got so lean that it started losing power. So I ended up taking it back. You know what I mean? I wonder if a 620 coil will clean it up. It's not much. It doesn't really hurt the performance, really. It's just something I can hear. You know what I mean? And that muffler, the more I run it, the more I don't like it. But, you know, gets the job done. It's got this crack to it that's, I don't know. She's cool. She's definitely cool looking muffler. It's just got this crack to it that, it's something to be desired, if you know what I mean. So there you go. Last video of the Echo 590 for now. You know, at least in this chapter, we got to move on to our Sawfest projects. And so, yeah, it's going to be the Husqvarna 50. Got to figure out what I did there, because it went from a 13.2 cut. It was cut to 13.2. Then it freaking ate the freaking screw at the butterfly for the throttle. It ate that screw. That freaking screw came out and it ate it. But after the repairs, it dropped down to like 12.5. And then I went back into it again. It's still kind of getting to 12.5, but not with the torque level it used to have. So, you know, it's struggling. So it's like a 12,000 RPM saw, or 12.3 or something. I mean, I've lost 1,000 RPM since I had that thing screaming back in the day. Or a couple of months ago, I should say. I think it's been 4 months since that happened. So we got to tear it down and see if we can get it back to life. If I find something going on, something major or whatever, I have a complete partner 5,000 here ready and waiting. So we'll see how this develops. And then from there, we got to get the class is 82 cc's and less. We got to get something put together for that. So that's kind of where we're headed. Alrighty, last 2 builds before Sawfest. So, hey, we'll catch you in the next one. Later.